Hi there, I'm Brooke Dibley from Simply Speaking SLT and welcome to my tutorial for my fall open-ended board games. So I have this PDF saved on my iPad in FE File Explorer. If you're not sure how I got this here, go ahead and check out my other video on opening and storing your digital resources on your iPad for speech therapy. I will link to that video below. But first, watch this tutorial so you understand how the game works. So I'm going to hit these three dots here, and I'm going to choose open in and move along, and I'm going to open this in an app called Notes Writer. I will link to this in the description of this video as well. So Notes Writer is a great app, so it's just going to go ahead and open up soon. It takes a while to load sometimes. There it is. Notes Writer is a great app because it allows you to add game pieces. So I like to open my board games here. Now I'm going to actually just rotate my screen around. There we go. So this fills the screen, and I'm going to move over to my board game here. Okay, so like any board game, we need game pieces and a dice. So I suggest you use a normal dice for your tabletop sessions. If you are in teletherapy, you'll want to use my dice alternative. If you are a teletherapist, go and watch my teletherapy tutorial video for this product. This is the iPad tutorial, and I assume that if you're using an iPad, you do in-person sessions. So for the dice, use a normal dice, and for your game pieces, if you hit this plus button up here, then you can go down and you can choose clip art. And now we can see all these different categories of clip art. My students like to choose transportation as their game pieces. So if I go down, I could choose this yellow car here and then resize it to use. It's a little bit hard to see with this color scheme, so I might encourage my students to choose a different game piece, but for the sake of this tutorial I'm going to use this car. And then obviously we need another game piece because board games are multiplayer, so this time I'm going to choose this moped here, and we'll resize that, and we'll just pop them both on the start area. And now we need to roll our dice. Now let's just say I rolled a 6. Then I will move my game piece 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so on and so forth. And so these are open-ended games. So this pairs really nicely with my open-ended activity companions, which show you a spinner. So let me just open that up now. So I'm back in FE File Explorer, and I'm going to use the dice alternative so that we can use this companion, and I'm going to open it up in PowerPoint. Now please note that due to the recording software I'm using, this is not showing up full screen on the iPad. However, in real life, this is a full screen game companion. So if I wanted to work on some S blends, I might hit this S blends area here and spin the spinner. And now I'll get to move 5 spaces on my board game, but first I need to say smash 10 times, and so on and so forth. As you can see, as the spinner spins, the arrows move down the bottom and they reveal your word, how many times you need to say it, and then your dice alternative number. So we'd use this instead of your dice. So I've got a 1. First I say swan 10 times, and then if we go back and open it up, I will move 1 space, and then I can double click my home button again to open up the companion. The next person can have their turn, and then slide 5 times. I say slide 5 times, and then I can move. Or what number did I get? I got a 1, 2. Oh, 1. Not having a good day, rolling all those ones. So, and so on and so forth. So that's how you use board games on your iPad, such as this one. I will probably be adding some other themes of open-ended board games to my store, but this set here is free. It's a fall set. This game works the same way. You put your game pieces in, then you work your way around the board, and every time you jump over an apple, you get a point, and you can keep track of your points here. So I might write my name and my point. So if I got 1 point, and then we could list our players in this text box and our points, and we might say the first to 10 wins or the first to 5 wins. We can use a normal dice or that same game companion again to move around, and then this one here, same again. We start on the start with our game pieces, work our way around, rolling a dice or using the game companion. And when we get to jump over, if we do get to land on jump over, we can move all the way over to here. We do miss a turn, however, we've gained a lot of space in this game because we're not having to go around the long way. So you can only jump over if you land on this one. And so that is how you play board games on an iPad, specifically my open-ended board games, but this would work for any board games you have in PDF form. Just add your game pieces in using clip art and then go ahead and play. Another cool thing about this app is you can also add a bunch of other things, including recordings. So if we go and find the recordings area, which is down the bottom here, we could have our students record their speech sounds. Oopsies, sorry. I was trying to click my iPad instead of move with my finger. So we could have if they had to say the word swan on here, they could record the word swan on this game piece and then this game spot on the board and then move their way around, and by the end of it you could have filled the sheet with their words. So there's a bunch of different ways you can use this app. So you record down the bottom here and then hit stop, and so that's how that works. Just going to trash that though. So I hope that you found this helpful. That is how you can play my open-ended board games on an iPad.